Hello everyone. Today I will be working on this nice Nakamichi ZX-7 deck. It looks beautiful, very good shape. Heads are in a good shape, no big wear, everything looks nice. Little bit dirty capstans and pitch rollers, but that's it. Okay, it's looks to be alive, waiting while it gets to the position. Pass forward, divide, play back. Alright, looks like everything works. Let's install the tape. Play back. Yeah, we have some levels. Good. Pass forward, divide. Works. Alright, so that came for the regular maintenance, like it still works, but owner wants to be serviced and tuned. That's what we will be doing. This switch knob sits not in a proper position, so this one is a memory position. Now it's proper. All right. The switches looks to be working. Okay, let's try calibrate. Azimuth is perfect. Levels work. Bias looks like a good spare on both channels. Looks pretty good. Can we adjust? Yeah, it's a little bit tough to adjust. Alright, so we need to lubricate the record head mechanism. Okay, I see now. Everything else works pretty good. Alright, so let me disassemble. I will pull up tape transport and we will work. The procedure will be pretty similar to the ZX-9 deck, which I serviced recently. So they are very close. The only difference is this deck has DC motor and the X9 has a direct drive motor. And there are a couple other minor differences in the schematics. So let's see. See you soon. Alright guys, during the assembly I found quite a few modifications on this deck. So I'm quite not sure why so many. This diode, I don't see what's that. Resistor, another diode, resistor, another diode. So whether it was a early version or repair. Let me check the serial number quickly. So serial, yeah, it's early. It's 1600 something. So you see how much changes they introduced on this board. All right, now let me remove this top panel. I need to disconnect quite a few connectors to get to the tape transport. See you shortly. Okay, and finally front panel removed. So take a look at the amount of connectors. So it comes from the right side and two from the left side from the counter right here. So, and ground wire, don't lose it because it's important. Well, quite a few really. Now you see I can like easily move it to the different location and start disassembling tape transport, which is tricky as well. See you soon. Alright, here is the tape transport. I removed the cover. The belts are almost loose. Really. They are old, still stretchy, but it's a little bit too big now. Same story with the other belt. Here it's too soft, so there is no tension anymore. And it looks like it's original, as you may see here. But I have feelings that someone already was working on this deck, because straps were not original. I mean zip ties. Okay, also difference is here is now the ground wire, which was going on the later models from this motor to the power board. So let me see what else I can find. Everything is quite stuck. So let's start from the simple things. Let's remove the motor board. I've been doing this many times with multiple decks, so you may watch my early videos if you need more details. I will try to be as much descriptive as I can in this video as well. So remember, this screw has spacer, and that's a longer screw, and it sits here, comparing to other 3 screws which are shorter. I'm preparing another video for you. I've been doing measurements on many decks using this new audio interface from Focusrite, which I get. So it would be interesting to see and talk about differences between different deck sounds. So now it's obvious what leads to different. Yeah, so belt is old. Very old, and it's been sitting in the one position for quite a long time, as you may see. So it would be not very good for wow and flutter. Now let me see. Everything is tied together. Old lubricants, for some reason it's everywhere. Let me see. This older generation, so oil washers are attached, and on the back we have full set of washers. Needs to be cleaned and lubricated again. Alright, that's a smaller capstan, and that's a bigger one. Same story here. Next we need to get to the idler. That's where things will get a little bit more tricky, as we would need to do more work. I will unscrew the switch, which determine like record protection. All right. Here we go. Now 6 screws between 2 plates. And one of them longer as well, so make sure that you remember the order. I will pull it at the last. Interesting to observe how the design was changing between early generations and later. Okay, and that's the long one. Okay, and it sits right here. Next, let's disconnect spring. One. Two. And three here. Now we should be able to disassemble these both plates like that. Alright. And that's where we getting access to the command gear and idler and wheels and wheel tables. Alright, release brakes. Bucked engine looks to be working. Okay. Remove wheels. And that's bucked engine mechanism. So it just works as a friction. The spring pushes it up, and here is the friction, which holds supply side. Now let's disconnect spring. And now we will be able to release idler lever right here. Okay, so it's E-ring like that, and now we can push the lever up and release it like that. And now we have full access and can replace this poor idler. Let me get the spare. Alright, looks like I have just one left, so I need to order more because we have a pipeline of decks. So, how to remove this one? If it's hard on it, it's easy to cut it, but this one looks to be not fully hardened yet. Let me try to pull it out. If not, we will cut it as well. It's easy to cut properly. It's full of cracks already. Okay, like that. Someone was lubricating this mechanism. There's not original lubricant here on this shaft. Okay, that's a new tire. I'm using a round shape screwdriver to install it properly. Okay, like that. Boom. Sits. New glue idler installed. No, still okay. I have decks when this shaft one and other were stuck already with old grease, so let's just open and lubricate just for the case. Okay. Now we can put e-ring back and lock it in place. Okay. Now it rotates easily, you see? No friction. Same with the other right here. Just a little bit, half a drop. And getting it back there. Okay. Can attach spring. And now install second big ring from the opposite side. Will you see it better? Okay. Next I will clean grease here. I will lubricate and assemble it back. Not a big deal. Alright, would not waste your time. And then I will lubricate both capstan bearings from both sides, from the front and the back, because they are separately pressed inside this brass bearings from each side, so it's not a solid run-through bearing. See you soon. Alright, now when I assembled, a couple things to mention. First of all, make sure that this pot here will be sitting, so there is like a fork which should get on a moving pin, right? So when the command gear will be rotating here, it will be rotating pot control. Here you see back and forth. I believe you can see screws there that it goes in both positions. All right. Next belt I'm putting in on the large pulley and then using a hook to get it to the motor. So technically it looks like that. So we hook the belt and put it on the motor. Now see, motor will move everything here, and that's fine. Next we have to put springs back which hold the head carriage. Okay, let me see. Come on. Okay, that's one. That's the other. And the last one here. So you see, I'm using two tools to help myself, like that. Alright, so let me clean lubricant here. It's the old one. We'll add an oil to the capstan motor bearing and work it up a little bit. Make sure that oil will get inside. It's still in good shape, so there is like no wear. I don't feel, so motor sits pretty well. No movements. Okay, good. And the last part on this side is to clean, lubricate and install capstans. Alright, so I will lubricate both bearings from this side and from the other side here, because they are separate different bearings. Okay, here. And here. Now, clean everything here. Oh, it's sticky, this lubricant. It's even hardened it. I need isopropyl to clean it. That happens with most of the decks. At this age, all lubricants are getting too hard in it, and they will change parameters of your deck. So if you do this work, make sure that you will do it properly. And here is the same. The spacer, so I need to be cleaned. Okay. Now here. Now we may install capstan. And we need to check how free it is, so it should rotate multiple turns easily. Then it is good. And the other one. Wow. Oh, it's been serviced, but still far ago it's not original lubricant. Now it's two of them. They harden it poorly. Then you think why your capstan has vibrations. because it has different mass. All right, now it's much better. And we need the same here. Mr. Sticky Lubricant. Okay. Put it back. Clean here. And put it back here. Okay. Now I'm also forget to install this switch, so let me do it quickly. So it should work like that. Two positions. Now, lubricating capstans from the back. Come on, wires, go away. I'm using silicone lubricants, so it will not dry over time. At least it should not. And we need a belt. I will install good white belt, and I will put 160 millimeters, not 125, because as we learned recently when we fixed Nakamichi RX-505, these capstans, this tape transport need additional tension to work well. Otherwise, the face on the modern tapes, specifically expensive tapes, which has multiple coating layers, will be slipping to the side. It was unpleasant surprise, and now my Nakamichi ZX-7 is pending to do the same, because on TDK and like more expensive metal tapes, I mentioned that the face is not stable to the level I'd love to. Okay, so just to make sure you understand why. The old belt measures 130 millimeters, and that would be good. I was installing 125, and many decks come up pretty well, but that was a question: 116 or 125. There was no answer. Now I know it. All right, so good. Done with the back side. Okay, now I will disassemble the front. Because we need to do a couple things here. So to do it, I will remove the door opener mechanism. Like that, so we don't need it. Next we need to detach the spring which pulls the door. Not a very complex task. Okay, and now remove these two screws here. This one. And the other one. In many decks, so here we should have a very tiny spacer. Let's see what we'll get here. Here we go. So I'm removing the left side, and I can clean grease here. So then we will put new lubricant, and door will open pretty smoothly. Okay, and now we would be able to remove the door. If I will just release the screw right here a little bit. Wow, in this deck they grounded it here, really pretty inconvenient. Okay, we don't need fully remove it, just a little bit to release. And here is the wire I told you about, not wire, spacer, okay, on the right side, so near the metal. And we also need to release this piece, and we do it like that. House. Okay, done. Now we can remove the head block. And get to this mechanism, and you see all grease here is already hardened. Let me show you closer. So you see, it's not a grease anymore. That's why adjustment was working with such big tension. So let me disassemble, clean everything here. So I will remove this head. So stay tuned. So removing head is easy. Just this screw is spring 90 degrees. And we can pull it to the side. Like that. Oh, you see? Oh. I believe we will be cleaning here a lot. I never seen so much grease here. And in some places it hardened. Require additional efforts to remove this lubricant. Okay, now this part here. Clean as much as you can, because we need to clean rails where this mechanism will be working. Okay. Clean. Now installing this screw. And we should check how mechanism works. So you see head changes angle. That's what we want to achieve. And we need to add lubricant here. So it will work much smoother. Okay, now it don't stop, you see, it goes up and down all the time. That's how it should work. Easy. Okay, and the last part I want to show you here is these arms for pinch rollers. So they should go down and up, easy like that. The one and the other. Okay, if they don't, this means that you need to disassemble them. And here I will add some lubricant as well. Make sure it gets inside, because it will help keep the proper position and will help with good work for more years. Okay, everything else will be just cleaning, assembling, and not much more with this deck. Okay. And I'm already prepared the new belt here. So let's assemble. It should not be tight, but it should be good enough to rotate straight right here. Okay. So that would be it. I probably here 2 more places to replace lubricant. Give me a second. Make sure the carriage will work smoothly. Okay. And now add new lubricant. Good, done. Now I will just assemble it. And it should work. A little bit more cleaning and lubrication. And this deck will be very good. All right, assembling. Remember, we have to put the spacer here. Okay. This is this screw. Done. Next, installing this part back here. Make sure that spring will push this lever from underneath, like that. Now installing the spring. I missed. We already see a little bit. We need to get here in position so it would work. More lubricant on each side of the door, on the door moving mechanism. And this side. All right. Now the door should open. And now we may install this mechanism back. Don't mess up screws. So this two has bigger heads than the other two. Alright? If you will install them different way, this part would not hold. Okay. Checking up. Perfect. Power. assembled. Okay, I will clean pinch rollers heads, demagnetize heads with my styler. This one, and that would be it. Interesting. This deck already has playback head, which sits on the stainless steel plate, same as in the CR and DR series, not on the casted parts. Okay, done. So see you when I will install tape transfer back. Hope this will help you. See you. Bye-bye. Here guys, tape transport assembled. I had to play a little bit and open front panel again to check and tune position of the camshaft. So there is a stop and play positions which we should tune with these two ports. Here it didn't do a good job. Wow and flutter was too high. I did a couple more things, it didn't help. I even did mat the capstan on the right side. You see it mat now, and it's improved just a little bit. And finally I decided to go back with the 125 belt, and it solves the puzzle. So now it's at 0.08%, as most of this deck with this transport and motor do. So pretty good results. Right. Now it would be fine. Really, just to let you know, these decks with these big motors, 125, they can't handle 116. And it's DR10, DR1, you remember, like we put like 116 and it's solved the problem. Improve it like to 0.06 from 0.08. All right, good to know. Hope this will help you. Moving on. Hello everyone. And here I recapped this Nakamichi ZX-7. I recapped all capacitors on the sound pass. I put Nichicon FG on the place where the polar caps are, and then I put the Nichicon Muse in place of bipolar. And now I'm testing the response, and it's coming up pretty well. So that's where you may see on different levels how it's recording. So test is still in the progress, so we would need to wait a little bit to see the final results. But all in all, heads in a good shape. It's come up pretty well. I would say that looking into the diagrams, DR series looks nicer because first of all, Dolby C works better. It's pull-ups high levels, and like looking onto the high levels, -10 and 0 decibel, DR series may provide better results. But sound-wise, this deck is pretty good. So as you may see, we just completed -10, and on -10 it goes up to 16 kilohertz. Really. And now let's see zeros. I've been like working on this deck and seen like couple things like transistors replace it on the Dolby board, multiple upgrades done. I'm not sure what has been done with this deck before I started, but someone really was working on it. And as you may see, like on type 1 tape, definitely there is no possibility to record above 10-12 kilohertz with the good levels. No, I see. I never seen this on Nakamichi deck, so this intermodulation when it gets down and gets up, so like that's where harmonics eliminate each other. Well, probably I need to check a little bit more what else I can do for this deck, but all in all it already sounds really nice and come up pretty well. So we'll see. As you see, there is multiple solder points. I didn't touch it. Once there's been soldered, resoldered, this microchip has been resoldered. Multiple other things. I will also replace capacitors on the biogenerator just for the safety. Alright, see you soon. And hello everyone. So finally this deck is complete. It records perfect. I checked it with Dolby C, without Dolby C. Very good sound. Really, I like it. It's maybe not so bassy, it's 600 series, but it's very linear and sounds really good with Nichicon capacitors. And that's my experience I get with ZX-9 and Nakamichi 505. They completely behave differently with different set of capacitors. On ZX-9 I even used 3 different series of capacitors to understand which one will sound better. And my understanding is that 600 and the EX series and Dragon would sound better with Nichicon Fine Gold, when CR7, 505 and similar decks probably would benefit more from the Nichicon Muse capacitors in the sound pass, because it will add a little bit more life and make sound like more juicy. And the later generations, they are fully digital, so as you may see in my videos, solid polymer capacitors does magic. The deck perform very linear, very crisp, detailed and so on. But probably not everyone will like the sound because it became very, very digital. Alright, so here I'm recording, source, tape with Dolby C. No difference. Source and tape sounds really well. Alright, I will probably do a video on speakers, so just to give you a little bit more taste how this transformation affects these decks. Hope you will like it. See you in my next adventures. Bye bye.